All right, welcome to Graphing Linear Functions, Level 1. Now in example 1 it says, what is the slope of, and for letter A, we have y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 4. And I really want to kind of break this down in writing this like y equals mx plus b. But I want you to notice something. Everywhere where we see an x, know that anything with an x is considered to be a variable. And anything, well, where we have the letter b, that will always be a constant. Now, why am I first breaking this down as variable and constant? Well, it's where the variable is that your m value is actually going to be your slope. So whatever the coefficient of your variable is, that's going to be your slope. And right here, our b term, our constant, will always be our y-intercept. So let's kind of talk about why that's important. When you look at letter A, is it the negative 3 over 2x or the 4? Which one is the variable? Well, we see that the x is right here, so this one must be our variable. So its coefficient, or m, the slope, must be negative 3 over 2. Okay. And y'all, typically people will say, well, you just look in front of the x. Let's take a look at letter B. For letter B, we have y equals negative 6 plus 7x. A lot of students would be tempted to say that the negative 6 is our slope because they think, oh, yeah, y equals mx plus b. It's the first thing. But remember, your slope is always the variable. And ask yourself, which one of these is the variable, the negative 6 or the 7x? And of course, this is our variable. And so we know our coefficient, the 7, we could say m is equal to 7, or our slope is equal to 7. All right, finish taking the notes. Let's move on to example 3. Okay, for example 3, we want to find the slope for each graph. Now in part A, you'll notice this graph is actually pretty easy. We go ahead and I actually give you very bold specific points. So how do you find the slope? Well, we say, you know what, slope is actually the change in y over the change in x. So this little symbol right here, delta, what delta means is the change. All right, so delta y over delta x means the change in y over the change in x. Well, when I think about this, I ask myself, okay, what's my change in y? And remember, we always read a line from left to right. So I'm saying, okay, from left to right, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. So my change in y is up 3 or positive 3 over, and my change in x is 1 to the right or positive 1. Well, what is 3 divided by 1? We'd say our slope is 3. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at letter B. Now letter B is a little bit trickier because letter B doesn't give you any specific points. You have to find them yourselves. So I want you all to know, whenever we see these vertical and horizontal grid lines, and they both cross, anytime our line crosses one of those, we're going to call that a perfect point. So for instance, here my vertical line and my horizontal line cross our line at positive 1. So I can say, hey, there is a perfect point. And think about this. As I continue on down, where will I be when I hit my next perfect point? Well, it looks like it's right there, because here's our vertical line, our horizontal line. They both cross at that perfect point. And all we have to do is really just do a little bit of counting. We'll say, okay, our slope is the change in y. Well, here we're saying from left to right, we're going down 2. And remember, going down 2 will be negative 2 over, and to the right, 1, 2, 3. And our slope is going to simply equal negative 2 over 3. All right, I hope this helps, and I'll see y'all in our level 2 video.